All right. Tonight's stream is 3.5 Guide to Mining, and we're going to be flying the MISC Prospector and just doing a walkthrough really of how to get started in mining. It's a real basic guide just to get people who have either not done mining before or want to get into it, the game of mining. So this is the MISC Prospector. I'm not going to I'll do a separate walkthrough video of this ship and add it to the other ship walkthroughs, but this is the only mining vessel in the game. This is a light mining vessel, and depends how much you like mining. Mining can be quite a cool thing if you so wish. Where the ore tanks are. Pretty cool looking ship, very industrial. So let's go ahead and get into the ship. Love it. Yeah, pretty. I'm going to cover off some of the basics here for mining. The Prospector is available in game. It's typically, if you want to buy it standalone, it's about $180, I think. Just look that up. $180. It's 148 UK pounds today with the exchange. And as I said, it's the only mining ship in the game. If you love mining, then I would recommend that you look to buy an Orion, which is the capital mining ship, and that's like full-on beast mode, but it's not even talked about how it gets the game yet. This Prospector in 3.5 is buggy as fuck. So we're gonna try and I'll try and help you with some workarounds. But we'll go through mining, how to control the mining laser, activate the mining laser, what type of ores you should look for, and then we'll just maybe do a couple of runs and sell at Port Olazar. Specific trading and where's the best location to sell what, then I'll leave that up to you. This can carry, it's got 0 cargo, but it can carry 128 SCU of ores, and we'll talk about that a bit more in a little while. Get my bearings. So this is bug number 1 that you'll come across, this horrible infinite falling screen that is in as soon as you jump in the ship. Sometimes this bugs out where your quantum drive will spool to about 30% and then doesn't work. If you want to fix that, just check this and that will say start the quantum drive. All you need to do is to start the quantum drive and it will work. And because this quantum drive system is now obscure in our view, what you can do is just switch into scan mode, which is hitting tab on your keyboard and tab back, and your HUD will be displayed. So I'm now warping to Daymar. Asteroids. HUD worked fine that time, that's great. So you can mine on several of the moons and in the asteroid belts too. I've specifically not gone into the asteroid belts, but maybe we'll do that. We'll do one planetary mine, and then we'll figure out how to get into the asteroid belts and see what we can find there. Just you can Google like mining guides and stuff like that. It will tell you a lot more of the specifics. And I think the asteroids, they are randomly spawned. The asteroids, the rocks, the asteroids in space. We're going to a planet, so. The rocks themselves are spawned randomly, and the rocks contain one of several things. The rocks can contain inert materials, which is just like random crap that is worth nothing, but they also contain traces of other resources that are far more valuable. The resources that you should really look out for, a little bit more complex than this, and we'll go into it a bit more, are things like taranite, bexolite, borus, laranite, agrigum, etc. So we're just gonna go ahead and burn to the planet's surface. I'm just burning into a random location. You could choose an outpost and see what's around the outpost. But like, why would you miss a view like that, right? Oh fuck yeah. Also, we can take a quick look around the ship as we're going. It's a cool thing, actually. It's a cool looking ship. I don't like the cargo containers on the side, but one person's view. We'll just burn in now and see what there is. Like I say, I'm not going to go through specifics of individual resource values, but typically it's taranite, bexolite, borus, laranite, agrigum, etc. that are the valuable ones. With mining, I just recommend you go out and try some stuff. So the ship, it's super. Its maneuverability is weird. It's really mass heavy, so think about that as you come into atmosphere. It takes a long while to stop. But I have an Orion in the game. I'm super excited about a multi-crew Orion and what its potential is going to be. There's nothing in the roadmap for Orion right now, which is a little bit disappointing, but lots of other things to fix. And 3.5.1, it seems that bed persistence is fixed again, so that means you can go to sleep in your bed on a planet and hopefully wake up on the planet. So we're heading towards some craters here. I'm just gonna go ahead and pick a position. So when you're mining, the first thing you need to do is find the mineable rocks themselves. Anyway, this is done typically using the in-game scan function, and I'm gonna settle down here a little bit. So that's really simple. You hit the tab key on your keyboard and your new 360 scan radius turns up, and then you hold your right mouse button, sorry, and you'll see this radius. I'm just going to shoot 100%. and you can see a scan beacon goes out. Now what we do is we just await if we can see any rocks. We got none. So we'll just go ahead and going to change my scan resolution back to 2, which is basically gives it a wider angle. And get a bit closer. And so if you don't see anything, just don't freak out about it. Just scan some more. Okay, now you can see we've got 2 markers coming up here. That says there's something of interest for us, so I'll go ahead and burn over here. Asteroids, I suspect we're going to go in for this one here. We know that there was 2 of interest. So I'm just going to take a look at this one. Now, you have to activate, let me just show you this. At the front of the craft, that's your mining laser. It's currently retracted. Now you have to hit a keyboard command to activate mining. So just go ahead and hit M on your keyboard, and you'll see that you get a different head-up display. And the scan said that this was a something of interest, and it's a mineable rock. And let's just talk about this head-up display a little bit. At the top right, that has mass of the rock, and the automated scan that's taken place tells you about what's actually inside that. So what this is suggesting is you have a 2,877 ton, I think, rock, of which 2% of that is made up of titanium. Titanium is like cheap. Let me just check this. So titanium is like in the midpoint, so you probably, unless it's like 20% titanium or something like that, then you probably don't want to bother. We saw that there was another object that we scanned over here. We're going to just go ahead and scan again and try and get the location on it. And there they are. And this lone rock here probably looks like the one. So again, when you get there, you can see that the rock has a different texture to all the other surrounding rocks. That's probably kind of like your visual on it. We're going to go ahead and hit M, and the scan's taking place now. So this is 1.69% copper, so that's a lower percentage, and we've got 9.7% titanium. Copper again is one of the midpoints of scanning, but we're just going to forget about that. 10% titanium, etc. So like I suggested, you know, do your thing when it comes to this. Mine everything and anything to start off with, because that gives you a good look and feel of the game, and what we're going to talk through with how to actually mine and then retrieve. So again, same thing. You can see that this rock here has a different texture and color to it than the others. It looks a little bit smaller. And we'll go ahead and switch to our mining HUD. The scan is taking place, 5% copper. 5%. We'll find something else. So, you know, who would mine in Star Citizen? I don't know. There's something about mining. There's like, it's something about resource gathering which is appealing. Well, to me, anyway. I guess if you're watching this, then you're interested in mining or something. Maybe. So whilst you're flying, just keep an eye on the ground, and you'll see when there are mineable objects. The scan can be a little bit temperamental in that sometimes it works. There's something quite close to us. Go ahead and put this. Nope. Oh, it's just... Oh, it's not going to be the copper one, is it? Come on. How sucky would that be? Okay, there we go. So if we stay in scan, and then oh, I thought that you were able to scan it by holding left mouse button. Oh no. Let's just go ahead and switch to our miner. Complete. Well, it looks like it's a mystery rock. Let's go ahead and find something else, my god. Come on. Okay, so in scanning as well, the when you right click in 100%, it basically controls the range of the scan. So if you want something really small, then just you can just like blip, and you'll see those scan lines that appeared. They're just falling in range here. So maybe this one will work. Okay, so this is like probably a game bug. Zebrex, hi dude. Thanks for watching. I don't know, some weird things going on. I think that they're all suggesting they're the same mass as well. What I'll do is sure if this is let's just go ahead and power off the ship. This is like your Windows 95 reboot. Oops. Okay, wasn't good. Let's try again. Okay, and for whatever reason we're not getting anything back from the scan. I think this is probably down to game bug 3.5.1, please. I mean, come on. Okay, anyway, game bugs are a life feature in in this game. So anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a look at some mining here. So now that you're in mining mode, your mining laser has been activated. As you can see, when you move around, you're still controlling your ship. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to hit Z on the keyboard and enable like a free look mode. That keeps your ship nice and steady, but still enables you to move the mining laser around. So top right was mass and where the specific resources inside the rock comes from. Below that you have cargo capacity that tells you the total amount of extraction that you've had and how much cargo you have left. And the fracturing sensor and overcharge sensor, I'll show you those in a minute. Top left is an energy transfer graph. So if you imagine what you're doing here is you're firing a laser. A laser specifically is not linear when you fire it into a dense material. And the asteroids specifically have lots of different material types and lots of density types. And then based on the mass of the object and the density, will tell you how much energy you need to push into that rock to crack it. And that's what we're trying to do here, is we need to smash this rock and then we need to extract the resources from it. So that energy transfer graph, that's showing you the amount of energy that's being added in. Just seeing if I can find a price guide that I can post in the chat. I'll post one in the comments when I'm done. Below that you have instability and resistance. The higher the instability number, the more fragile the rock is and the harder it will become to crack it. This means that it's of a composition that is fragile to temperature from laser, and the resistance underneath it is going to tell you how hard it is to crack that. So 0 would be really easy, and 1 would be really hard. Underneath is laser throttle and the rock energy level, which we'll go through when we start the mining. Now I'm kind of like I want to fix this like composition issue. Just I'm gonna try one more thing right now. All the places I could have landed with no landing gear. Try again. Game bug.
Weapon system off.
And I'm just gonna jump out of this ship real quick and get back in it. Sometimes that resets issues observed in the game. But this is why I live stream this stuff, because to write a guide or similar, you're going to bump into all sorts of issues that will make you think you may be doing it wrong. Invariably, you're not doing it wrong. You're coming up against some kind of strange game bug. So to put the size of that rock in perspective, it looked quite small when we were there. Head over here real quick. So the rock looked really small, but for comparison, pretty fucking big, right? So, yeah. I'll head back to the ship and just jump in and see if this composition resolved. If not, we'll just mine it, and then we'll head to an asteroid.
Systems on.
Okay, we'll get a bit closer here. Activate mining mode.
Mining mode on.
And nothing. Okay. Okay. Well, let's do this. So to activate the laser, you just hit your left mouse button, just click it once, and you'll see that we're starting to fire laser into this rock. And you can go ahead and hit free look. Move stuff around whilst you're doing it. So right now you can see we're firing laser into it. Now the rock energy level is giving you a readout of the heat buildup inside that rock. If you go into the red, you run an increased risk of that rock exploding. If the rock explodes, it can damage your ship, it could explode your ship, or it could smash your mining laser, which you'd need to go get repaired, or similar. But you can see right now we're putting a small amount of heat into here. The laser throttle is at its lowest, and the rock energy level is just starting to move. So we're going to go ahead using a mouse wheel, and we're going to increase the amount of laser throttle. And as we increase the amount of energy being pushed into the rock, you can see the rock energy level is slowly increasing. It's going to go ahead and push it in. So the mini game here is keep adjusting your laser throttle to ensure that the rock energy level stays in the green area. And if you start going into the red, then the fracture sensor and the overcharge sensor will start giving you an indicator that the rock is basically going to explode. If it explodes, then it causes damage or destruction or death. We just started to pop into the green. You can see the percent next to rock energy level. That's the readout of how long you have to keep it in the green before you're going to be able to crack it and then extract the resources. This rock's really simple, and I'm just adjusting my mouse down a bit. You can see I'm bringing the laser throttle down slightly. Okay, that's really weird. I don't know what happened there. Try again. Oh, okay, so we've got some weird lag in the game. Fantastic. So if you see this now, we just cracked the rock, and the outside of the rock has now turned a different color. That means that it is extractable.
Extraction mode on.
We hit the right mouse button and change mining mode into extraction mode. And the deal here is you just hit the left button and it will start extracting. And so now it's given us a readout of 3% titanium. 3% titanium sucks. Like, really sucks. We'll go ahead, scan a bit more. Try and find something that's just a little bit better. Something around here somewhere. Go ahead and increase our resolution on the scan a little bit. If we can just pinpoint this better. A weird random floating box gets solved in the next release. Okay, and we've picked. That isn't it.
Mining mode off.
I'm gonna back up a little bit. Is it?
Scan initiated. Mining mode off. Mining mode on. Scan complete.
Okay, so this has got a small amount of agricum in it. Agricum it's one of the better ones, but it's a very low percent. Quite a high mass. But anyway, we are going to go ahead and we're going to mine this rock. So we have it selected. Just going to click the left mouse button and put some heat in. Increase our laser throttle. You can see laser throttle increasing. Resistance of this rock is very low, but instability is very high. Going out into the green, I'm going to start decreasing my laser throttle. The other variable in play in here is the distance of your ship to the rock as well. The closer you are, the less loss there is going to be going into the rock. So you're able to also move your ship backwards and forwards. To control the amount of energy going into the rock. So we're sitting good in the green area right now, and we're up to
Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan complete. Mining mode off.
not sure if this server has weird issues or what, but yeah.
On. Extraction.
So we're going to go into extraction mode. We're able to extract this.
Fracturing mode on.
No, we only cracked it one time. Now I have no laser throttle. Okay, it's waking up. So we can see with this cracked rock, so we can see the overcharge sensor has started to register that, and their fractions increasing. When that fracturing sensor gets to 100%, then we're good. And you can see the overcharge is now flying up, and the actual fracture itself is.
Scan initiated. Scan complete.
Go ahead and do this again. Empty, so we killed the rock. Outstanding.
Mining mode off.
Yes, location.
Mining mode off. Mining mode on. Scan initiated.
This is 0.77 titanium. We'll take this. 0.77 is really not good. So we can see the instability is really low. That means this is going to be quite an easy and consistent thing. Typically, lower instability relates back to the value of the resources inside it. We can really go ahead and push this laser up now. Okay, as it's warming up, we're going to start bringing down the laser throttle. And keep it in the green. We can see the fracturing sensor is increasing. Bring it down a touch more. And we're close to 100%.
Scan initiated. Extraction
Fractured that rock.
on.
And you can see the one with the purple outline. We can now go ahead and we can extract some of that stuff. And as we are extracting, our cargo capacity is is decreasing.
Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on.
And
Fracturing mode on. Extraction mode on. Scan complete. Fracturing mode.
mode, and we're able to go in and finish this.
Scan complete.
Laser throttle isn't working again. Super laggy. And this is flying up, so we're going to really reduce that quick.
Scan complete.
Fracturing sensor is increasing pretty fast because this is smaller now. I'm going to back off from it, put less energy in. And when it's at 100% it will crack again.
Scan initiated. Extraction mode on. Scan complete. Fracturing mode on.
Unable to get anything. Titanium 0.75. Go ahead and get a bit closer. Increase in laser throttle. Get it up to the green. And start backing off.
Extraction mode on. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan complete. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated.
Really strange behaviors.
Scan complete. Scan complete. Scan complete. Scan complete. Mining mode off. Mining mode on. Extraction mode on. Scan complete.
One still needs to be fractured.
Complete. Fracturing mode on.
Same sticky laser throttle problem. Not responding. And now it suddenly responds. Oh wow. Need to like get that down straight away. Hmm. Laser throttle stuck. Put it down. We just moved. As you can see there, as the rock cracked, it pushed us back a bit. That can really damage you sometimes. So we're extracting, but our cargo is not changing. 5.1, please. Okay, so again, something strange happening with the controls and game bug and whatever. Now it wakes up. There's some serious like lag or something going on here. Okay, so that is it. We have just found a rock. We've cracked it, and then we've extracted the resources from it. So now, all you need to do is go and sell it. So we'll jump back to play. Still complaining about storage being full.
Quantum tunnel.
Some really weird gameplay.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
There's another prospector.
Successful.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
So wherever you land, check out specific trading areas. There's some player market data that's becoming available to see who has the highest buy price. I'm not doing this for UEC, it's just a bit of a how-to. And then just go and explore, you know, explore some planets and just have some fun, you know. There's really no point grinding in this game because of the quarterly database resets. If you can make 1 million ISK, or alternatively what you could do is grind missions and get, I think, 1.6 million ISK. Oh my god, I was playing EVE Online. 1.6 million UEC, and you could go buy one from Lawville. Similar. So when it comes to sell, these are buying and selling of trading goods. This is the industrial area. So we'll click on here. We can see our MISC Prospector. 32 SC. Oh, it was 100. Oh yeah, and like check this out. This is why I said it was a bad rock. We have 99% inert materials. That means it's 99% garbage. And 1% titanium. So we're gonna sell everything we just made for a whole 308 UEC. But don't be put off by that, because it was in a. If you are going after something like laranite or another one beginning with H that I can't pronounce, find that real quick. Ephansite. Something. You can make. Let me put that into perspective. So titanium, about 262. Selling for about, buying for about 262 alpha UEC. Aranite, Exolite. Aranite is 1,804 alpha UEC. So a massive difference, and on the basis of we just got 99% of what we collected was garbage, then you know, you can't expect much. But we shall go ahead now and we'll head to an asteroid belt and check out mining in belts. So bearing in mind that Yela is close to Grim Hex, you don't just mine next to the end of a quantum jump. Quantum jump and then burn away from a marker. They, I don't know, like 50 kilometers, something like that. Then even if people land and scan, then in all probability they won't find you. going to go ahead and just burn to this asteroid belt. You could warp to Grimhex and then burn from there, but you can get picked off, and the Prospector is it's not massively tanky. I'll do all this in a ship review. Yeah, so oh yeah, shit. Wow. Yeah, so the shield is basically no shields. 3,780. Yeah, so you're gonna get fucked real quick. But again, it just depends, you know. It's pretty kind of ambient chill. Not sure whether the rocks are actually propagated into all of the asteroid belts. But like everything in this game, you know, just there's no grind. The amount of UEC per hour that you make running mining doesn't matter. It's all subject to change and to rebalance. So really just kind of enjoy the chill ambience and learning some of the mechanics. So I'm wondering whether... so I've never mined in the asteroids before. So I don't know whether it's available across all of the pieces or whether I have to like head somewhere else. This could just be bad luck, or it could actually be that there's none here. And I've certainly killed a lot of prospectors around Grimhex, so maybe that's where they are. So what we'll do is we will go ahead and warp over to Grimhex area. Now you know what's going to happen. We are going to get shot, but in the interest of mining, let's kill them with our mining laser. So again, exploration it's worth it around here too. Ah, okay, we're good. Let's go ahead and oh no, come on. Unless it's fucking NPC or some shit. Yeah. Oh, could it be? There we go. Okay, so we found it. So switch over to mining by hitting M. The keypad. We have an asteroid M type, and this has some laranite in it, aluminium. So it has a whole bunch of stuff. Instability is very high, and resistance. So we'll go ahead. So with resistance of 0.67, it's going to take a fair chunk of heat in here. We're going to go ahead and ramp this up. And we'll use the proximity to the asteroid to also just increase or decrease minor levels. Okay, so we're in the range now. We need to keep our eye on this because starting to get into a one. Just back off slightly. So we need to keep that fracture sensor moving up to get to 100%. And there we go. So right mouse, head to extraction mode. So this has 5.63 aluminium, tungsten. We want that laranite. We know there's laranite in here somewhere because it was brought up on the original scan.
Scan complete. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated.
And there's the laranite. Laranite's good. We're going to go ahead and suck that up.
Scan initiated.
That one needs a bit more.
Scan initiated. Scan initiated.
So what it should be is that something with an orange outer means it needs to be fractured. When we were on Daymar, it kind of wasn't working that way. And I'm unsure as to why. But it seems to be working okay now. We'll energize this rock. And we're in a nice green zone. Our fracture instance is going up. We'll just back off a little bit. And keep it at the midpoint. 57%. Now we can so basically what this is saying is if you look at the mass, it's 75. That 75 is made up of things that are quite interesting. So this is mass 159, of which there's 1.45% aluminium. So you're going to pull in a whole bunch of inert materials where only 1% of what you're going to pull in is actually valuable. 1.67, 17% tungsten. So again, 17%, so you're only going to get 18% from that mass. And a smaller chunk here. That's again, it's 100, 3% aluminium. So again, that's really kind of not so good. So that's a mass of 400, and again, it's only small amounts. What you're looking to do is to find the thing that has the lowest mass, or a lower mass with a far higher proportion of stuff inside it. And again, that's small. At 17%, we'll go ahead and we're going to suck this up regardless. You know, you get the point in this. This isn't an economics tutorial. This is a larger one. It's 1.5. We probably shouldn't have bothered with that, but this is 100 with at 3%. Go ahead and use our throttle for minor adjustments. We're going to go into the red if we don't back off. Okay, so same deal. Go into extraction mode. I'll let it scan. Same thing. You want a low mass with a high proportion of resources in there. Okay, this isn't so bad. But in comparison with the other stuff we've been getting. Oh, see what's in here. So resistance shows we need to put quite a bit of energy into this. The instability is quite high too. So you see with the higher instability, you can see that there's far more volatility in the rock energy level, and that increases the chances of you getting an overcharge, or it becomes more difficult to keep in the green.
Scan initiated. Extraction mode on. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated. Contact received. Scan complete. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Contact received. Scan initiated. Scan initiated. Scan complete. Scan initiated.
Oh, 10% laranite.
Scan complete. Fracturing mode on.
Okay, so this is good. As I said before, the higher the value of the stuff inside, the higher the instability, so the harder it becomes to actually crack the rock. So here you can see like small adjustments are causing huge amount of difference in the rock energy level. The problem that causes us is it will go into overcharge really easily. We're just going to try and keep this balanced. A combination of so the game is to keep the fracturing sensor higher than the overcharge sensor, but you can see the fraction sensor drops pretty quickly. And like I said, it's not linear either. But there's a sweet spot in here somewhere.
Extraction mode on. Scan initiated.
But this is mass 130, aluminium 20%.
Scan complete. Scan initiated.
Mass 100 are 36 laranite. This is really nice. This is a nice one. Now, of course, we're out of cargo capacity. Come on now. Are you going to get it? We're not going to get it. But there we go. Okay, so you get the point.
Fracturing mode on. Mining mode off. Warning. Storage full.
take a jump back to Ollie, and then I'll show you the price difference in sell for raw materials.
Quantum travel complete. Landing gear down.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Message received.
Coming in way too hot. Oh man, this thing is like a fucking bust or something like that.
Landing successful.
Landing complete. Have a pleasant stay.
So mining is one of the mechanics I am actually looking forward to seeing more of. The whole resource gathering piece is an interesting game dynamic, especially when you break it out of player-owned land, stuff like that. So we'll head to this terminal. We click on that. We got 85% inert materials, of course we did, and you can see that 1% of laranite is 1,435 when you compare that to the 2% of corundum or aluminium. It's really small stuff. So as I said, this wasn't a tutorial on economics, this is just a how-to. So go out there and just spend some time, try and find the laranite and the higher value stuff, and then just play around with it. This is alpha, this is our chance to learn the game mechanics and adapt to any new mechanics coming in, which means our learning curve is going to be lower than that of everyone else. Delta Refinery. Maybe. Works now. On the next patch. So you get the point. That's fair. I don't know. Anyway, that's the point. So I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and if you've got any additional questions on this stuff, just pop it in the comments below. And if you like this kind of stuff, then just subscribe, and if you hit the bell, you'll get notified. I do all my stuff as live streams because I prefer people to see the actual experience, not a pre-cut or pre-canned experience. And sometimes you just really want to have something playing in the background that you can watch as you're doing this. So go check out some mining, and have a great time mining for all that stuff, all that UEC. That's it. Enjoy. See ya.